Hey people, it is Monday, November the 18th. The time is 6:58 in the evening and it's around 10 degrees Celsius. All in all, a very pleasant, seasonable autumn evening here. And I'm down at the Toronto lakefront. We were just looking at Billy Bishop Airport there across the way. There's a yacht club. And we're going to be making our way along Queens Quay. I thought I'd take a walk along the waterfront and Central Harbor front here on a nice autumn evening.
And then
It's a fairly active night in the city for a Monday. A shared walking and cycling path here. Just let me double check the name of this cross street here. It is Stadium Road. That's right, because once upon a time there was a baseball stadium located here, going way back many decades ago.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so much more to go over, but like, I don't know, it just feels weird.
I've always liked this little stretch here. There's some nice mid-rise residential, lots of good tree coverage. Got a busy path and the awesome view of the CN Tower. And you have Little Norway Park over here. So we're not directly on the lakefront yet. But Queens Quay does eventually align more with the actual lakefront. I just finished a live stream actually where I began this video. I kind of wanted to end the stream at a spot that would be far enough away to allow me to record at least one video on the way home. I wasn't sure where I'd end up, but that's where I ended up. And here's the foot of Bathurst Street. And there's where you enter Billy Bishop Airport. You can access a underground or underwater tunnel actually from that building that will take you over to the airport terminal under Lake Ontario. And I have done a video walking through that tunnel a few years back if you're curious to see what that's like. All right, so let's walk along the main stretch of Queens Quay here along the waterfront. This is very much a mixed-use area. You have lots of residential buildings, commercial restaurants and shops, even some office buildings further along, and several major parks and marinas. And a busy streetcar line. Has its own dedicated right-of-way. But my favorite thing are the views. Get awesome views of the cityscape as you walk along, and of course of the lake if that's more your cup of tea. So there's this walking path closer to the water, or this one over here, closer to the street. I'll take this side to begin, but I might end up switching over. There's a plane taking off from Billy Bishop Airport. Of course, at this time of year, especially in the evening, it's bound to be a bit on the quiet side. I've done many videos and streams along here in the summer, where you can see just how crazy busy it does get when the weather is warm. It's easily one of the most bustling parts of the city. A lot fewer boats now than there were a month or so ago. There's an awesome tree here, a big weeping willow. This is the music garden we're walking past. Yeah, very serene here. Maybe a bit too serene. I know a lot of people enjoy this sort of thing. I kind of like to walk along places that are a bit more lively. So maybe we'll do a bit of both. I'll just walk along here a bit further, then I'll make my way up to the sidewalk closer to the street. I wonder if any of these boats stay here all year round. I know there are some marinas where that is the case and people live on their boats all year round. I saw one YouTube video that became quite popular about a woman who lives on a boat down by the Scarborough Bluffs. And I think over on the islands, there's also some boats there that people live on. All right, now we're at the foot of Spadina. The Spadina wave deck. I think I can disregard this light. Just leads to an underground parking. Of course, as I say that, a car immediately turns in there. One of the many parks, HTO Park West, and there's HTO Park East over here. And you can see a bit of the sky dome peeking between the condos. like those emergency vehicles are on Lakeshore Boulevard. Yeah, they are. They're moving along under the Gardner Expressway. Fire engine. And here's the other HTO park. Got more weeping willows. Awesome view here of the financial district. Let's see if I can get my finger to zoom in here. There we go. And now you can see the whole dome all lit up in blue this evening. It was all lit up in pink the last few nights while Taylor Swift was playing her first 3 shows there. And if I can tear myself away from the skyline views, we have another wave deck over on this side, and more boats. And you can see the lights of the islands off across the harbor there, and another plane taking off. Lots of joggers out tonight. I guess it's a good night for it. I've never really been into jogging. I think a brisk walk provides a lot of the same benefits without some of the drawbacks. And here's the biggest wave deck. Street Eats. Is there something going to be taking place here soon? Or maybe it's already gone past? There are often festivals set up here. Part of the Harbourfront area, the Harbourfront Center here on the right. Here is Lower Simcoe. Looking north, that'll take you straight up past the convention center. And Queens Quay Terminal looking quite nice. It's a large residential and retail complex. The old Art Deco building still standing. Of course, it has a new modern addition sort of tacked on there. That's the Toronto Way. This is quite a substantial old building, really. And one of the clock towers to be found around the city. we're getting more into the heart of the area here. We see some major office towers. This is the South Core, which is a fairly newly developed area immediately south of the financial district. A mixture of residential and commercial, sort of a southerly extension of the financial district. Although the office towers aren't as big as they are north of Front Street. But the condos are. The condos are some of the tallest in the city. It's York Street. It will take you right through the financial district heading north. See those twin towers? That's Harbor Square. One of the neatest looking condominiums in the city, I think.
What's this one?
Mostly due to its cool balcony design. And you have the ICE condos over here with the lit up top. And its neighbor at 10 York. Trying to remember all these condo names. A lot of these condos are pushing 70 stories in height, 65, 67. Of course, there are taller condos now in the city. That might actually bring us over to the tallest of them all that's currently under construction. And these were some of the first residential towers to be built on the waterfront back in the early 70s. These are massively wide, and they've gotten a lot of criticism for really blocking a lot of the views of the skyline from the waterfront if you're out on the lake or the islands, or for blocking the view of the lake from the other direction. Office buildings here. And the path also runs all the way down here. So you can enter the path, one of these buildings, and make your way all the way up as far north as Yonge and Dundas through a series of passageways, tunnels, corridors, some of which run above ground, mostly here in the South Core, but mostly run underground through the financial district. And it's lined with thousands of shops and restaurants, like a never-ending mall. And of course, I've done quite a few walks through the path in other videos. And this is Bay Street, so you can actually see right up into the financial district here. And the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal is right over there. Catch a ferry over to the islands. This old hotel, almost as old or around the same age as the buildings here, early 70s. Harbor Square. I think I mistakenly referred to those other condos back there as Harbor Square. They're actually Harbor Plaza, I believe. The very tall ones with the funky balconies. This is open 24 hours. Huh. This one as well. $5.99 for a veggie dog. And we're approaching the foot of Yonge Street. You can see the distance markers here. It used to be billed as the longest street in the world. It still has this here from those days, because it used to be thought of as also part of Highway 11, which runs all the way to Rainy River in northwestern Ontario. Something like 1,800 kilometers away, but in actuality, Yonge Street itself really only runs about 58 kilometers north up into East Gwillimbury Township, which is a walk that another local YouTuber named T-Shaws recently did, starting from up there all the way down here. You can see the distance markers. If you were to believe that Yonge Street really does extend this far, this is how far you'd go to these various towns, including my hometown here. I'm not sure if it's still listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the longest street in the world. I think it was for a long, long time, and then they took it out, but I'll have to look at the latest edition to see what the status is of that. Well, maybe I can make this light if I run. Or walk briskly. I did a video at the end of T-Shaw's journey all the way down Yonge Street, where I sort of met up with her few blocks to the north. She was about to end her almost 19-hour-long walk. But we ran into a bit of a roadblock at the final leg, which I'm sure she was not thrilled to see. This is the soon-to-be tallest building in Canada. It's reaching about 50 stories now, but eventually it will be over twice as tall at 105 stories. That's the Sky Tower. Yeah, kind of a cool shot looking straight up Yonge Street. But this is where I'm going to end this walk. We made our way along Queen's Quay from a bit west of Bathurst all the way over to Yonge Street through the central harbourfront on a lovely Monday autumn evening here. It was a bit quiet, but still very enjoyable. So I hope you thought it was enjoyable as well. Leave a comment down below and let me know your opinion on that or not. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.